We often assume wild animals operate on a series of fleeting, disconnected instincts. We see them as part of a landscape, living things that react to us in the moment and then move on. We move through the world with a sense of anonymity. We pass thousands of birds, dogs, and local wildlife, rarely considering that while they all look the same to us, we might look very different to them. Somewhere right now, an animal you have completely forgotten may still carry a clear image of your face. The natural world is not a passive background. It is an environment of active observers, capable of recording our presence and storing it for years. To test this, researchers conducted an experiment with wild crows. They wore specific, distinct rubber masks while briefly capturing and releasing birds in a forest. Days later, when the researchers returned wearing those same masks, the crows recognized them immediately. They began screaming alarm calls and diving at the masked figures, warning every other bird in the area. Years passed before the researchers returned again. Even then, the crows reacted to those specific faces as if the event had just happened. To a crow, most humans are indistinguishable. This raises a question of efficiency. Why would a wild animal spend its limited cognitive energy to memorize one specific human face for a decade? The brain's filtering process doesn't act like a camera recording every second. It only encodes information vital for survival. A face becomes a permanent memory when linked to intense emotional stimuli, fear, pain, or safety, locking that information into the long-term network. We see this across species. Horses can remember people who treated them with kindness for years, and sheep have demonstrated the ability to distinguish between dozens of individual human faces. Dogs use a more complex method, combining facial structure with scent and voice to create a holistic identity of a person. These aren't just displays of intelligence or affection, they are evolutionary tools designed to help an animal quickly categorize the humans they encounter as either allies or threats. During the masked crow study, researchers noticed a behavior that shifted the focus from the memory of a single bird to the memory of the entire flock. The originally captured birds didn't keep that information to themselves, they actively taught other crows. Years later, young crows that had never seen the masks began attacking the scientists, passing the warning to a new generation. The information had moved beyond individual memory. It became a piece of shared knowledge used by the entire community. Humans have a very similar concept, reputation. It is the idea that your identity within a group can be defined by an interaction you had with a single member, even if the rest of the group wasn't there to see it. In certain social species, these reputations can persist for years. If an interaction is significant enough to trigger social learning, the record of that event survives, even after the individual who witnessed it is gone. We often worry about being forgotten. We build lives and careers, yet we know that over time, the traces of our individual identities tend to fade from human memory. But while our names might disappear from records, a wild animal might hold on to the specific details of our face for its entire life, because that information was once vital to its survival. Every interaction with the natural world, whether a moment of kindness or a perceived threat, can leave a lasting mark. The next time you see an animal watching you from a distance, consider that you may not be looking at a stranger. You might be looking at a creature that has already assigned you a place in its world. Long after we have moved on and forgotten the encounter, the image of our face may still exist, held in the memory of a creature that couldn't afford to forget us.